Welcome back to my channel CodeMonger. So today we are going to solve another problem, that is problem number 476, numbers complement. So let's go through the problem statement first to understand what's being asked in the question. Okay, so if you go through the problem description, basically what it's asking us to do is to find a numbers complement. So if you look at the problem, right, in the question we have been given 5, right, and its complement is 2. So how we came to that is like if you write 5 as a binary representation, right? So it will come as 101. Now to find its complement, what we have to do, we have to interchange 1 with 0 and 0 to 1. Okay, so 1 will become 0 and 0 would become 1. Okay, so this is the binary representation. Now if you convert it to decimal representation, it would come as 2. So this is our final answer. Okay, so that's being asked in the question. So let's try to take another example, and with that we'll formulate a solution and we'll code it. Okay, so let's take an example. Let's take 10. Okay, let's assume 10 is given in our question as a number and we have to find its binary complement. So let's divide 10 by 2, right? Because we have to find the binary representation, so we'll divide it by 2. So 2 5s are 10, okay, and the remainder that we got is 0. Then again we'll divide 5 by 2, so 2 2s are 4, the remainder we got is 1. Then again we'll divide 2 by 2, so the remainder, so 2 1s are 2, the remainder that we got is 0. Okay, now if you have to write its binary representation, we write it from bottom to top. Okay, so its binary representation would become 1 0 1 0. Okay, so if you will write its index wise, right, at which index which value is coming, so we write it like this: 0, then 1, then 2, then 3. So just notice one thing here, right? The first value that we got here, right? Like the first division that we did, 10 with 2. So the first remainder value that we are getting, you can see it is coming at 0th index. Okay. So this one is actually 0, 1, 2, and 3. So the way that we are doing the division, right? Similarly, our indexes are also increasing. So that's an important point. Keep in mind. Okay. Now uh, we have to find its complement. Okay, so to find its complement, what we have to do is replace 1 with 0 and 0 with 1. So let's do that. Okay, so this is how it will become. Now we have to if now we have to find the number, then these zeros won't contribute to the final answer because they are 0, right? So if we have to write it, so it would become like 2 to the power 0, okay, plus 0 to the power 1 plus 2 to the power 2 and 2 to the power 0. Okay, and prior to that is like we have multiply it all these values, right? It would be multiplied with 0. Okay, 0 dot 0 multiplier, because we have here 0, right? And since here we have 1 multiplied by this and 0 multiplied by this value and 1 multiplied by this value. So if you see, right, finally these will become like, since their multiplication with 0, so they won't contribute to the final answer. So it will 2 to the power 2, it will become 4 plus it will be 1. Okay, 2 to the power 0 is 1. Okay, and 1 multiplied by 1, so it's 5. So 5 would be the complement of binary complement of like 10. Okay, so now the same thing that we discussed here, we are going to do this in the code also. Okay, so let's try to do that. And okay, so how, first thing that we have to find, let's create a variable which is known as index. Okay, this would be our value as index, and let's initialize it with -1. Okay, then while our given number is greater than 0, right, till that time we have to divide, because if you look here also, right? So our number was given 10 and we keep on dividing it until we got the value as 0. Okay, so till that time we keep on dividing it. So let's find what's a remainder that we were getting at each time. So it would be num modulo 2. Okay, and our number would update by, we actually, so the remainder that we're getting here is 0, we are storing it here, right? And then we are dividing that number. Okay, now to find the complement, right? Okay, we can do one thing is basically when the, so if you notice here, whenever we are getting 0, right, we are converting it to 1 in complement, and that is the only thing that is contributing to the final answer. Okay, so when our remainder, if our remainder is 0, right, then only we will add it to the final answer. Okay, so what would that would be? Math dot power, we are using whose power? 2 to the power of count, or you can say to the power of index. Okay, so whatsoever is the index value, right, that we are going to add it here. But since our value is -1, first we have to increment this index so that it will become 0. In this case, let's say the value came as 0, right? And we found in complement we have to add it to the final answer so that it will contribute to the real value. Okay, so before that our index is -1, so we incremented it by 1 so that it becomes 0, and we can add it to, right, and it will become 0 from -1 to 0. Okay, so that's basically what we did. And we also have to initialize the answer. Okay, so once we have initialized the answer, so that's the only thing that was required to be done. So we will just return the answer. Okay, so let's see whether it's working fine or not. Mm, okay, what we missed is mm, so what we did is like we found the remainder. Okay, but we are not uh, hmm, okay, so that's the problem. Actually, we should increment the index here. Okay, instead, so basically what the problem is, like instead of incrementing it here, we should do it here, such that for values like, right, if we do it like the way I did it earlier, so what would happen is like it will only use this at 0th index and it will come as 1 index, but all those position like in between, right, those also we have to keep in mind. We have to keep that track of that index also, so then only this 0 will come at index 2. Okay, so that was the problem. Let's try to run it now. Right, now it should work properly. So yeah guys, so let's analyze the time complexity also. So it is coming as O of log n. Okay, and it beats 100% of the solution. So yeah, so guys, that was the complete solution. Hope you understood and all the thought process that was behind it. So if you like the video, do subscribe to my channel for more future content like this. See you in the next video.